Okay, so this stitch consists of small loops, and when we put the loops together in a row we get what looks like a chain. So I'm going to show you that stitch on this orange tree project here, and I'm going to work down this right hand side here. So here's one row that I've already done, and you can see if I just pull that with the needle you can just see those small chains there. So let's start off at the top, and I'm going to work down the row. It does depend which way you go as to what your chain stitch looks like, so try and go the same way each time. So I'm just going to start my thread over here, and if I do 2 little small stitches just right on that line that I'm going to cover, these will be covered with the chains so they won't show later. We can cut that little tail off, so just a very small little straight up and straight back down, and a second one that will just secure the end of the thread in place, and then I don't have any knots underneath. So there's my starting stitches. So I'm going to come up at the very end of the row that I want to work, straight up with the needle. Now I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to go straight back down where I came up with that needle, and this is where the loop comes. So don't pull it too fast, nice and slowly, and you can see that loop form there. Now you don't want to pull that loop tight, because I'm going to come up inside it along the line that I'm working down, and probably 2 or 3 millimeters away from where I started, and I'm coming up inside that loop. That's important. So pull that thread. Now it's important which way you tension this, so pull it towards yourself. If I tension it the other way I lose my loop, so pull it towards myself and just tighten up that loop. Don't pull it too tight or the loop will disappear. So just a nice gentle tension so it gives you your loop there, like so. Now each stitch is connected to the previous stitch, so what we need to do now is just take that needle back down inside that loop. Now that's actually coming out the same hole as that thread there. That needle, sorry, is going in the same hole that thread is coming out inside that loop. So back down in the loop, there's your loop again. Work your way down the line, again the same distance, try and keep these consistent, that's what will give you neat chain stitch. So inside that loop, pull it towards me here and just tension those loops up, just carefully. The tension will come with practice, so don't worry too much if your first few don't look the same. So back down inside that loop where that thread comes out, leave a loop there, back along the line, a couple of millimeters away inside that loop, pull the thread through and pull that loop tight. Back inside the loop, loop on the outside, up on the line, inside that loop there, tension it by just pulling it towards myself. Just going to open that so you can see what I'm doing. There's my loop inside where that thread comes out, joining it to that previous stitch. Inside the loop, pull it towards yourself to tension. And keep working your way down the line, trying to get nice even spaces between your stitches. And a nice tension on those loops. Try and get those the same, and then you'll get this lovely line of chains. As you get used to the stitch and pick up speed a little bit, the tension will probably come a little bit easier just because you're in a rhythm. Keep going all the way to the end, and then I'll show you how to finish off on this last one coming up. So I'm going to come right down to that line there, inside that loop again, and pull it tight. Now that stitch isn't finished, you need to finish off the stitch because it's not got another one connected to it. So you can just see that loop is loose there. So So we're just going to go over the other side of it to tie it down. So I'm coming up from the inside and I'm just going down on the outside, and that will just finish off that chain stitch and stop those coming undone. And then 2 little stitches just to finish off my thread. Nice and neatly. You can come back to the top with that. Just cut that off nice and close. Cut your starting one off as well. That's nice and smooth on the front and the back. And there you have your chain stitch.